Hi there. It's January the 6th, and in today's readings in Torah, in Genesis, we've got to Genesis 15. I would be wanting to say that Genesis 15 is one of the most important chapters in the scriptures for two reasons. First of all, because in verse 6 of chapter 15, we read that Abraham believed the Lord and it was credited to him for righteousness. And even the New Testament points back to this moment in the story of God to say that this is key for those of us who follow Jesus in the future, that when we trust him, we are actually trusting in the way that Abraham trusted as the model of faith. So it's an invitation to faith here right in Genesis 15. But the other reason that it's so important is because this is the place where God makes a covenant with Abraham. And the Hebrew word for it is karat berit. He cuts a covenant with Abraham. There is something very costly involved, something sacrificial involved on God's part in making this covenant. And he doesn't make it with Abraham, he makes it for Abraham. Abraham is put into a deep sleep, and God passes between the pieces of the sacrifice which Abraham has prepared, which is a classic covenant-making sacrifice. What God does is he obligates himself to Abraham and to Abraham's descendants and to all those who trust in God in the way Abraham did. God obligates himself forever, and he commits himself through a covenant obligation called hesed in Hebrew, that is a self-obligating covenant commitment that cannot be broken. It's irrevocable. And that's why this chapter in Genesis 15 is so key to the whole unfolding story of salvation and of the future coming of Messiah Jesus. Enjoy this last day of Christmas, this January the 6th, today.